don't be focused on selling.
Yeah.
Be focused in keeping them. And when you get every month one more new member than members are leaving, you're growing in revenue. And that is so easy.
Today, I am super excited to talk with Kelvin Hollywood. He's for me, the number one word or two words that I associate with him is community leadership. He has demonstrated incredible community leadership in his Skool community, and he also has an incredible personal and professional growth journey. He started out at the German military, then became internationally renowned photographer and Photoshop expert, started YouTube channels, built business boot camps, had over 150 products, does 7 figures since 2019, and decided last year to go all in on community building. Welcome, Kelvin. Kelvin, it's so exciting to have you, and I would just love to know what made you go all in on communities. How did it happen?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much. It's a big honor. It's my second English interview in the Skool topic. And I'm very happy that you are from Austria, so you can help me with translations when my English sucks. I have to find back into the English language. As a Photoshop artist, I was international, but now everything is in German at the moment. But I will soon start with my first English community. And the reason why I made the decision to go all in, I was always the community guy, and I was in the social media game. All my passion was in social media. And then suddenly everything dropped. The interaction, then all the AI stuff. I'm for AI, but social media went down. And I was fighting against it. I told my audience, please use a profile picture. Please comment, not only like, take your time. And it went down. And then I saw Skool and I thought, oh, that's interesting because I guess 12 years ago, I had a forum. I hope that's the English word for it. With 5,000 people. And way before I went to social media. And I thought, I think this time will come back. The time where we like to share knowledge, not only watch videos. I think 2 formats are for the future: the sharing information and getting feedback. And because we have so much knowledge that we do not know what piece of knowledge do we have to use. So what we need is feedback. And communities are built for feedback, to share knowledge. So I talked to my team and I said, look, we have money left for 6 months and I like to go in, all in. I can give you a guarantee, but we made it. Yeah. But 4 months ago, I was not able to pay the salary. But in the meantime, I'm safe, I'm growing. So thank you, Skool.
That's an incredible journey. A few things that I would love to touch on that you shared. So I think just to also put it in context, like you're not just able to pay salary, you're actually doing really well. And you're up to 100K a month from your community on Skool, which is incredible, right? Considering it's not that long ago that you decided to pivot and go all in here. So congratulations on that. And I have also a team and, bigger overhead. This is such a scary decision. And
How many people do you have, Evelyn, in your team?
So right now, I don't have fully employed, but I work with a lot of contractors. And on Skool, I am alone, right? So outside of Skool, I have...
That's crazy. So my biggest respect. I'm in your communities. And when I see what you do every day, I'm like, holy shit. I have 7 people in my team. In October, 8 people. And this is crazy, your output. Yeah.
I just love the community and I love what you said as well, because my community started to really climb up again when I decided to go all in focusing on feedback, right? I'm doing a lot of video feedbacks that also are like mini master classes on like a certain topic whenever the opportunity is there, right? Because sometimes it's like really specific to the person. But whenever I have oh, this is a teaching moment, right? I can repackage that. I actually do that. And since then, the community climbed up from the engagement rankings all the way back to the second page. And the churn went down dramatically. But I think you have still the best churn community. And my number for overall August was 9.9%. And yeah, the community has been growing in $10,000 monthly recurring revenue since the last month, right? Since it was really hyper-focused. So yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, you are a big inspiration. I mean, I follow you now for many months. I saw everything. I saw your journey with the Skool games and everything. And all the time I said to myself, I mean, you are playing the international game, but the Europe game is different. And I can't apply everything what I see on the international market to the German market. So I have to be careful because the international market is very in marketing. And I call it the European way, or the German way is more holding the people, getting into a relationship. And but it's a big inspiration.
That's so cool that you said it about the cultural differences. I definitely see this. And you cannot, in the English-speaking market, you need to be a lot more aggressively in your marketing. And, also from the intervals in which you need to communicate is that like the frequency is a lot higher there. So definitely see that and thank you for the beautiful feedback. But I've also been so inspired by you and the work that you did in your community, especially from that perspective of leadership. And that's actually what I would love to kind of make the overarching theme of the interview, because this is something where I feel like I can learn so much from you. Right away when I joined your community, the onboarding experience, I felt like, I'm enrolled now in a sense of I know exactly what to do, but I also know what not to do. And I know kind of what expectation is there for me as a member. And my mind was just blown because I always was coming from that perspective of like pleasing the person, right? But I could see the positive effects in your community and how you framed that so well, as in like, this is a give and take, and here's how I expect you to show up. Can you please talk to me about that?
Yes, I mean, I'm in many communities, and what I noticed is that my community is tough. It's a little bit, it's not so, I mean, I hope they have fun. And of course, it's important that everybody have fun. But the regulations are very strong. Let's say it in this way. And of course, I have a background in military. I was an instructor in the basic boot camp. But I made the decision for myself. I don't like to talk too much off topic in my community. But when you do off topic posts, you will get the most engagement. So it's very easy to push your community into the ranking with off topic postings. But in the long term, then you have a great community, but maybe you miss the goal, the goal of the community. And the goal of my community is to building communities. So, I do not allow off-topic posts. Sometimes I make an off-topic post, like, what do you do at the weekend? This is an off-topic post. I mark it as an off-topic post, and then everybody can, and of course, the engagement is crazy. But I do not allow off-topic posts. And I think the most confusing thing in my community is, I call it me posts or I posts. So I do not allow that people can post their individual situation to ask 100 or 1,000 of people for feedback.
Hey, Evelyn here. I just quickly wanted to hop on to encourage you to sign up to my newsletter. When you do that, you'll not only be informed as soon as a new episode drops, but you also get access to my exclusive Growth Goodie Bag. That is a collection of highly valuable resources provided by our guests and myself, tools, strategies, case studies, templates, and so much more that will help you to grow and monetize that growth journey. If that sounds fair, then click the link and make sure to sign up to my newsletter.
In my community, the rule is when you have a question, ask it in a way that other people can share their experience, because that makes it easier for them to respond. Because it's very hard when you say, I have this situation, can you help me? Then you have to ask, okay, but how is this? And then 1,000 people have to focus on that. I made the experience, well, it's not so charming, not so lovely when you have this rule. But at the end, it's better for the engagement, because in the long term, I think many people will churn when they see only I or me posts of other people. That's social media. This is my situation. I'm here. I do this. I do that. Yeah, and that's my main rules in the community. What is I will not recommend it for every community. It depends on the personality type. If you are more the green person in harmony, don't do that. If you're more in the red topic, success, then it's possible to do it. Yes.
There's so many valuable perspectives, right? So the first thing is that sometimes systems can create the wrong incentive alignments, right? So like what you shared with yes, you can push the engagement and then your community can rank up higher in discovery, can be discovered easily, attracts new customers. But then you have to think longer term, because when the customers that do join you because you got that increased exposure come in, they don't find what they would expect from the community.
Right.
So I love that. I love to really question why you're doing things and kind of like what you said, playing the long game. I also think it's really good to set the tone for the culture, and that, every community can have its different culture, but to be very intentional of what is the culture that I want to create. And when I came in your community, I almost thought it was very relieving, because you have things in that order. The community content is very consumable. And like you said, each post creates a lot more value. So it's something for me to think about, in my maybe a little bit more gentler ways. How can I help people to restructure their posts maybe so that more people can get something out of it, or work with the categories, in a similar fashion. So that's super helpful. And also I think a big takeaway for people to say, okay, how do I want my people to show up and post so that people get the most out of the community? How do you regulate that? Like, are you actually taking posts down? Do you explain that to people?
Yes.
Or do you say it needs to be in the onboarding and then I don't explain things anymore?
I have to explain a lot, or I have to explain a lot at the beginning. It's much work, because I don't like to have two things in my community. There are two ways of thinking what I don't like to have in my community. The first thinking is the coaching thinking. The coaching thinking is, I come into this community and I wait for input, for content. I will get everything. I don't have to do something like the memberships, the classical memberships in the early days, a lot of video content, and I wait for the next video, and that's what I'm paying for. That's the coaching thinking. And I was a coach. I'm in this niche. So I have to switch the mindset of my people, that they don't think in coaching. If you like to have something, you have to ask. You have to make your post, and then you will get feedback. And the second thinking, what I don't like to have, is the social media thinking. It's all about you. No, it's all about the other people, not about you. So bring back your ego. It's not about you. When you post, always think in everybody else, not in you. So when you make a post, think about, how do I have to write that many people will get an advantage of this post? And when you write something like, I have this problem, what can I answer to this client? It's very hard that everybody have advantage of this post. So make it different. And I have to teach it. Of course, the onboarding, my videos, and I delete postings. Many people don't expect this. I delete many postings. And then I send them the text, what was wrong, and I give them feedback, what they can do better. And in this case, 99% of the people say, okay, it's tough, but thank you. I learned a lot. And after a while, it gets better, and better. And now in my community, I have really less work, because now it's a culture. And when you see other postings, you adopt it without even knowing the rules, and then everything is perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Like when you come in the community, you would not think of making certain posts, right? Because you have the onboarding, but then you also look around and you immediately get, okay, this is what we're looking for here. I really love that you are using it for a teaching moment as well for the person, because Andrew, I have the formula from Andrew Curvey. It's like my current situation is, my desired situation is, my problem is. So that alone helped me a lot kind of in how I'm getting questions. And people are like, just when I was writing that out, I actually gave myself the answer. So, I can see how also getting people to think about, well, how can I make this a valuable question for everyone else? They create some cognitive distance to the situation, and they might be able to find a better answer, right? First off, but then maybe also the answer within themselves.
So my goal is that the community do not need me anymore, because I like to go like an entrepreneur. When I do everything by myself, I mean, I'm a fan of an empty calendar. That's always my biggest goal. Maybe I'm a lazy guy. I don't know. I like to get the most or the best result with a less effort. So, and when my community, I was hiking 10 days on the Bon Camino, and I saw it works. The community can, everything runs by itself, and that is always my goal. But it depends. It depends on. I do not recommend to do it with your community when you more the guy like, no, I like to be involved. I'm still a coach, and I can do a hybrid model of coaching and community. I mean, it's perfect.
Yeah. I feel like, so for example, for my community, it would take some work and adjustment time. I think that everybody can just benefit if the community is a higher quality, and then you can still jump in with video feedbacks and teaching opportunities, right? But it will definitely take off pressure. So I think that gave me a huge aha moment and perspective. From a timeline perspective, how long did it take you from, so when you started to grow, right? So what were kind of the growth jumps in the community members wise? And then when you also look back, when did it maybe transition from people are here only because of you, and now they're here because of the community?
At the beginning, I started last year in July, August, September, and on this day, it was not possible to have a paid community. It was technically not possible. So the paid community model comes later, a little bit later. And first of all, I started with a free community, and it was for me the better social media. And I was not thinking in money or going all in. But then when Skool released the paid community system, I thought, okay, now I can make money with it. And then I made the decision, okay, we go all in. And I saw in my money, on the payments, okay, we can make it 6 months. And so we have 6 months. And in this 6 months, I was online every day, 16 hours. But most of the time I was learning. I watched every interview of Sam Owens because I have to understand how he thinks. That's my biggest advice, what I get all the time when you like to be successful on Instagram. You have to watch the culture or the vision of the owner to play it in the right way, the game. And of course, I had a good followership on social media. So I invited everybody. But the problem was at the beginning, people didn't understand, why should I go to school when I'm on Facebook? So, and then why should I pay for a school community about school community when I do not know why I should be there? So if I would start with a community about financial things, Bitcoin, I would be way faster successful. But I thought there will be one day when everybody asks, okay, what is Skool? How does it work? So I have to be patient, take your time. And then end of the year last year, when Homosi at the beginning of this year, Homosi come to school and said, hey, you can make a lot of money. And then I saw, okay, it's possible to earn a lot of money. But I have to say, I created, I guess, 10 communities with different kind of topics to test.
wow.
And out of 10, one worked. So it was then community building. I had a community about my early membership, business bootcamp. I had a community about social media. I had a community about acquisition, the way how I had a community about personal development, Wer will, der kann, the name of my podcast. I tried so many things, but community building was it then for me. Yeah. And in the meantime, I created 20 communities. I still run 4, and I'm admin in 15 communities, because half of the money, half of the 100,000, I earn it as a growth operator when I'm behind the scenes of other communities who are earning money. Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting. So that's kind of the back end to that current business, is that you also, when there's a high potential that wants your help, right, or they have things sorted but don't want to learn how to do the communities because they are at capacity, they can team up with you.
Yeah, in the States, when you Google growth operating, many of them are young kids who are looking for influencers and behind the scenes, but it works and it is crazy. And I did this with a couple of people. It's not my goal to do it. My goal is my own community, of course. But I tested so much at the beginning to find the way, because there was not much tutorials out there. There was no Max Pearson. There was no Evelyn Weiss at the beginning. In the meantime, with the school games, the interviews, you learn so many things. But 1 year ago, no way. Yeah, so I have to test a lot.
Yeah, but you positioned yourself well, right? And first you made a good, maybe it wasn't even a bet. Maybe it was just what you were missing on social media, right? So you created, like Sam said in the interview with him, you created that community that you wanted for yourself, right? That you wanted to be part of.
I think that's the most important thing, because many people, when they try to build a community, they think like, with which topic can I make money? And I think that's the wrong way. The better way is, what is my passion? What is the topic where I like to talk about the whole day? What is the topic where I don't need to get paid? So, and do I have friends who feel in the same way? Do I have clients who feel in the same way? And then when you find 10 or 15 people with the same passion, you can say, hey guys, I will create a community. Will you join in my community? We can share knowledge. I will handle everything. You don't have to do something. You just have to be there and share. And when you find 10 to 15 people, let's go for it. You can test it 14 days for free. After that, maybe $100. And then they bring their friends. And after that, the biggest lead magnet for me is a free community and the discovery in school. It's crazy how it works. It's crazy. A free community and the discovery in school will get better and better, for sure.
I think so. But can you talk to me a little bit about that? Because I've built my business using Facebook ads mainly. And through Facebook ads, I've always focused, on becoming independent from Facebook. So I grew my email list first and foremostly. Like that was always the main focus. And from there, I basically drive my own traffic to Skool mostly. And recently, I started to run ads directly to my paid community, which are at the moment working profitably. So I'm really grateful about that. But I have not kind of fully understood the discovery page. And you also have shared a really cool screenshot recently about how the search volume and the traffic for Skool went up. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
You are able to create ads. So not everybody is able to do that. I have somebody in my team who do that full time. I do ads as well, of course. But many people can't create ads. They are not good in it. So my goal is to get Skool people. So when Russell Brunson is creating a community and bring 20,000 new people to school. Perfect. I mean, they will not join my community because I have a German community, but soon I will have international community. But that's the best thing, when other people bring people to school. And my goal is to show my community that other member will see, oh, there's another community. And a good member is always is already on Skool. That's are the best members. So the discovery page, it's not very difficult to get in the top 2,000, I would say. What you need is constantly new members. That's one thing. You need a good interaction. I mean, when you go into the metrics, maybe, I don't know if I can show it, but if you are in the metrics, many people just look at the upper area here. This is not important. This is the important part. And I recommend here the metrics to go for 2,000 or 1,500 activities each day. When you can reach 1,000 plus activities each day, then you will be found on the discovery. And then the member questions, of course, but a free community, in my free community, I get 30 new members every day. That means 30 new emails every day without paying a cent. And of course, the goal is, when you have a paid community, to work with a free community to bring the free members to the paid, like Max Pearson does the same system. And I believe in it, and it's brilliant. I was so active on social media, 10 hours a day, it's all gone. All comes with my free community. That's the top of the funnel. And of course, you can make paid ads to the free community. And then they learn something about Skool, how does it work? And then they want more. And here we go, now the paid community. Yes, that's my strategy.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And, it's clearly working very, very well. I just want to kind of clarify it, because I also, when I, started to explore Skool, first, I want to be completely transparent. I was like, yeah, I really don't like this. I really don't want to like this. Also because, I had a lot of success on Facebook, and I've built my whole ecosystem on Facebook, and a lot of my training is based on Facebook. So I was like, part of me was like, if this works and it does everything it says it does, I will have to re-record a lot of, I still have them. And I still have I have over 5,000 members. 6,000 members in one group, 1,500 in another, and 2,000 in another. And it's paid communities too, right?
But you don't have a free community yet, right? On Skool?
We have, I don't have a free community on Skool. I have a free community on Facebook with around 14,000 people. That is more like a promotion community for my members. So members can share their lead magnets and free sessions, etc., in exchange. But when I came, I was like, if now this works, I'll probably have to really learn everything, incorporate it in the training, re-record my whole membership trainings, which I did in the summer then eventually, because I was like, God damn it, it works. And first I really didn't want to like it. And I was nitpicking little things like, I can't live stream here, which Facebook, now also you can't do anymore. But so I understand, when you first come to the platform, you have to kind of get used to it. And often you also come with a little bit of a prejudice because of certain communities that you see, etc.
I have a great insight here. I manage a community with the other guy, and we created instead a paid community. And the community made really fast 20K each month. And then on one point, there was no more really growing. And I told him, we need a free community. And he said, okay, on which topic? Doesn't matter. We just need a free community that people can learn more about Skool. The topic doesn't matter. But when they arrive at Skool, they are not ready to pay $100 on a new platform. So we just need a field where they can play. And of course, we choose a topic what is close to the paid community. But the main thing is to give the people the chance to learn more about the Skool. How does it feel to write? How everything works. And when this job is done, they are ready to pay for the community.
Yeah. I think this is also like almost like pre-learning to get done, to be able to navigate the paid community and actually get the value. I think that's also what happened after the Skool games. I brought a lot of people from my community over who wanted to check out what we were doing. But then I had more people canceling, and I was doing an exit survey, and they were like, yeah, I really don't like the platform. Like, I just don't get how it works. So I think that's completely right. And maybe I should have made a free group and invite them and say, you know what? I show you here in the free community, you can learn it. What I wanted to get at with my previous point, though, was I have faced much more backlash from my audience and people in general than I would have expected about Skool as a platform. Where do you think that's coming from? Is this something you experience as well in the German market, or not at all?
No.
Not at all?
No, I mean, it depends. Yeah, you were very strong on Facebook. So, and people love the way. And when you break something and they say, this is my new one, I think the people are not ready to love it because they are so deep in the old thing. And then they said, I don't like it because it's a change. But I don't think they don't like it because the platform is not good. I think they don't like it because they love the old stuff. They like to stay in the old stuff. Because, I mean, you notice it when you give Skool a chance, when you hang around, when you are open, there's no way that you don't love it. I mean, the interactions are 10x. It's easy to understand. I mean, there is no way. There are no elbows like in Facebook groups where everybody posting. I mean, there's no way you can like it. I noticed that some people say, why should I switch to another platform again? Like the new Clubhouse, another one and another one and another one. I hear that many times. But when they arrive in Skool, the first post, my free community, was for 6 months. What is your first impression? And hundreds of people like, oh, it's easy. It's very simple. A few of them wrote, yeah, I miss the colors, the individual style, the design, because it's so simple. But I'm very sure when people are open for it, that they will love it. So that is my experience, yeah.
That's kind of what happened to me, because I was like, yeah, I don't really want to like it. Then we played the games. I, of course, serviced the members. And I just started to find myself, on the phone when you can go on the Facebook versus the Skool. I just always started to go to Skool. And I'm still servicing the communities. I'm not actively selling them anymore, right, to new people. But I'm servicing them. And I wouldn't want to push people to come over, if they don't want. So still update the content, still, doing the coaching and the feedback there. But I just find myself kind of so much gravitating towards Skool because it's such a, like you said, the app, you just really start to love and appreciate the simplicity that you can. I mean, I would have not been able on Facebook to service now 2,400 members pretty much alone, right?
Yeah, so that's crazy.
That's what the simplicity of Skool actually allows me to do. And I feel more fulfilled than ever because I am so close to my customers again.
I mean, we are not able to convince everybody to switch.
No.
I tried it. I mean, I had 1,000 members in a 4,000 euro program on Facebook, 1,000 people inside. And I said, Facebook, I mean, so I tried Discord, doesn't work. Then I tried Skool, and not everybody was switching, maybe 30%. So we are not able to convince everybody. So maybe it's a good way to stay there I mean, that's a good lead magnet as well. Let's say you create a community about biking and you create a paid community about biking on Skool. You can create a free community on biking on Facebook as well to get leads. And then you can say, here's the paid content. I mean, it still can work. So
yeah, I fully agree with that. I would love to know the kind of failed communities that you did. Which was like the biggest bummer where you were like, oh, I really thought that this would be awesome. And which was one that was actually quite successful, but you weren't so passionate about it?
So the first question was, what was the big what?
What was the biggest bummer? Like where you were like, oh, I really thought that this would work, but then it just wasn't coming together.
Oh, it wasn't working. Oh, shit. Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, that was the thing what I just said. I mean, when people are open for it to use Skool, I'm sure they will like it, most of them. But I didn't expect that so many people will say, no, I don't like to check out Skool. Still, I mean, I have 80,000 people on my social media account. I mention it every day, and there are still tons of people. No, I don't like to check. No, I don't like to check. And I thought it's much easier. I mean, when I tell you, check it out, it makes sense. Look at this. What happened here? So many people are still, no, I'm in my old game. And I thought it's much, much easier. That was a big surprise. And a positive surprise, what I didn't expect, was the interaction. So I started at Skool. I made the first post with maybe 100 people in the community, 150 comments. And I thought, what kind of interaction is this? I mean, on social media, when you get, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5% of the interaction, it's good as an influencer. But right here, 50, 80%. I see so many small communities with 100, 200 people, 50 comments, 60 comments. And I thought, this is crazy. This is crazy, the interaction. And that's why I made the decision. My main goal in Skool is to teach engagement, because that is crazy. Like in the old days, in the forums, you share knowledge, and then you have a comment on the comment, and the comment of the comment still have 40 likes, and you'd be like, what the fuck is is going on here? I'm sorry.
No worries. I think like also as an educator and as a community owner, that's actually so beautiful and rewarding, because it is real interaction again, right? And people are, they're not engaging because especially if you have set the incentive alignments, right? Like you do, right? You don't allow any engagement fishing, or you don't, you actually restructure the incentives. I would like to talk about that. But people are not engaging for the sake of it. They're really kind of curious about what the other person says. So it's the real human interaction again that kind of got lost on social media because the curated feeds came, right? And then basically, Facebook and Instagram wouldn't show your posts to your own friends, families, followers anymore. So you had no control at all.
Right. And the social media, I call it vertical. Social media is vertical. You go like this, up and down, up and down. And Skool is horizontal. You write long texts. So, and I like to be focused on the horizontal way, that people don't write like, nice, great, thank you. So they share knowledge. That's my goal in the engagement. Yes.
Yeah, that's so true as well. When you read like an Instagram comment or a Facebook comment, they are often like 1 or 2 or 3 words. And then when you read a Skool comment, they're often like, half a book of insight, but really helpful insight, right? From others that just share their experience. That's a really good observation. I never thought of it like that, but that's definitely
that's
true.
Also when I find an interesting person on Skool where I can see, the feedback, what the person is writing is great, I follow the person. And when you go on the profile, you can see the last comments of the person. And sometimes I click on your profile. I do not read your posts, but I read the comments, the feedback, what you write. Because in communities, I say there is much more value in the comments than in the post. The post is just the topic, the opener. But the real value is in the comment. So what I do, I click on Sam Owen's profile and I read the comments he wrote. On this way, I can see the news and updates, what's coming soon to Skool, because sometimes he write like, coming soon, we're working on that. And that's the crazy information. And I do not see a post where he talk about that, but in the comments. Yes.
That's so helpful. That's so good. I never thought about that. That's also a good shortcut for...
The secrets are in the comments, not in the post.
Yeah, that's such a good aha moment for me.
Yeah.
You recently changed the leaderboard engagement, right?
I changed many things. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Can you talk to me about what you changed and why you changed it and how you were kind of presenting it to your community? Because, there was also a lot of engagement on that.
Yeah, first of all, every change is really tough to do because you are not going for the plan. And when I do not go for the plan, I feel a little bit, what is the right word? Not comfortable, not shame, but I mean, I have a plan. I told everybody this is the way, but in the community game, you have to make adjustments. And so it's always tough for rebrand, restructure, because many people can then say, oh, hey, I don't like to do that. But I'm very connected with my community. My transparency is all the time, 150%. And so what I noticed, and I wrote I wrote it to Sam Owens a couple of hours ago. I said my biggest learnings, I can tell it right now, it was, first of all, the monthly membership payment. $129 is not so good like $99.
Okay.
I don't know why that is, but $99 each month works so much better than $129. It's just something what I noticed. And what I also noticed, before I grow my paid community to 1,000 plus members, I create another community because I think the bigger the community gets, the relationship is not so good anymore.
Okay.
So I thought I have to create, before I scale it up to 2,000, 3,000 people, I split it into another community. That means I have to adjust this community that it matches perfect to the next one. And in this case, I changed my free membership from level 7 to level 8. Level 9 is way too far away, too hard to get. But level 7, some people made it in 1 month. So, and that is not good for for your payment and everything. So I changed it from level 7 to level 8. And again, one of the biggest learnings was what I wrote, Sam Owens, before scaling a paid community, 1,000 plus members, create another one. That was my biggest learning. And so I made some adjustments. I said, okay, the community is going down from 129 to 99, and the lifetime membership from 7 to 8. If you are already in this community, you will still get the free membership at level 7, of course, but every new member, and the change is horrible. I don't like to do this kind of changes, but in the long term, I wrote it to my team, it's jackpot. It's jackpot. Now the free 99, and then my next for 150 or 200. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. I also, when I started to make changes, but for me, they were also on a personal note. So first off, because I also want to be positioned as a membership expert or, keep my positioning. And I was narrowed down on Facebook and Facebook ads specifically with the membership as well. Then I saw Skool. I was like, okay, this would change the landscape. I should at least educate myself. So had to make those changes. And then with the new Skool community and then my old programs, it was a lot to manage, right? And I started to fall in love with Skool. And I also have the personal situation that we would like to have a second child. So I was like, I cannot keep all the programs. So I said, okay, you know what? I will still service all of them, but I will stop selling them on the front end. So actually you would think this is not a big change because it doesn't even affect the existing customers, right? Because they don't pay more, or I'm just not taking new members. But that shift alone, and also because now I'm having the community on Skool and people are like, does this now not work anymore? Like what? So the pure fact that I made a change was completely unsettling the community. What are your tips for handling, communicating changes in your business, in your community? Because we have to adapt, right? We have to change things when they don't serve our community, our business, and also our personal values anymore.
That's important what you said. You have to make changes all the time. It's not a product like a video course what you can't change or you relaunch it or again. So in the community, you get feedback of the community and then you have to make adjustments. And the adjustments have always to serve everybody, not the loudest in the community. Sometimes few people are screaming, I like to have this and that, but always do the changes for everybody and not for the loudest. And another thing, what I noticed, especially with the Skool games, don't think in the short term. What is working right now? Think in the long term. When I take a look at the leaderboard, at the school leaderboard, so many people made 100,000 each month. They all dropped down after the school games. Of course, they like to win the school games. You made very video insights about your experience. That was brilliant, this transparency. And I learned so much. And that, think in the long term. When you make a change now, maybe it's uncomfortable. Maybe you will lose money. Maybe members are not so happy, but stay behind your decision and explain it in the long term and be transparency all the time. I tell everybody what I earn. I post screenshots like you. I can recommend your new newsletter. What is the...
and the growth notes.
Whoa, €3, $3 for this. That is crazy. Guys, go in. That is pure gold. And I love this transparency, but because then the members get a feeling for everything. And transparency creates trust. And what you need the most as a leader is trust, not the money. True. You need the trust. You need the love of your members. And you will get the trust when you are transparency, when you inform everybody what's going inside and everything. And that's how I did it. And everything went well. 2 people of 600 were a little bit, they wrote me a DM, said, I'm not happy. And I'm that guy who playing Monopoly like, okay, I give you the street. Give me whatever you want. So whatever you want, you can have just give me something. And then they say, okay, I do like, and then it's done. So I like that everybody is happy and transparency and think in the long term and don't listen to the loudest, listen to all.
It so correlates with the experience that I had. I think like Alex Hermosi said on the interview with him, he's always like, state the facts, tell the truth. And I think it's just, that's what we have to do with our community. What I underestimated was like how often you have to do that.
Yeah.
Right. You have to, you probably, when you think, oh, I already said that or I already clarified that, you have to say it many, many, many times. And then you also have to hold people accountable to that as well. Right. So for example, that is something that I definitely can learn from you. When you took the post down, you took the time to reach out to the person and say, here's what I did, here's what I want to see. And you didn't kind of let them off the hook in that way. So I think I underestimated how much communication is needed and then how much accountability is needed after, you make a change or announce updates.
Yeah. I had this changelog post for this. I have one pinned post where I inform about everything, what we did, what we are going to do. So everybody knows what's happening in the next days, in the next weeks. And I think for a paid community, the best thing to bring down the churn that people stay in the community is to inform them what's happened in the next month. And it's very, very important for a paid community that there is no routine. Every month the same, every week the same. We need a pattern interrupt. We need dopamine. Even in a community, we don't need so much dopamine like in social media. But when every month there's one new highlight, I do a workshop every month with a different topic, about 2 hours. Then the people, of course, say, the next month I will stay in the community because the next month that is, and of course, in the next month, there's another highlight. So that is also very important for me. And I inform everybody about it. Yes.
That's so smart as well. And something that I also think I need to do also, because when you're serving the members, right, and when you see their posts and their comments, there's so many topics arising where you're like, oh yeah, I should make a 2-hour deep dive about that because it's so needed. And then you can kind of really use the community as a market research pool for what's needed in the next month.
By the way, I've never been in a community like in your community. What you serve to your audience is crazy. The individual feedback, it's still a secret for me how to manage all this. Every day I get many notices. Today, I guess 4 or 5 feedbacks in videos. I mean, this is crazy. This is the output, and you do everything by yourself, right?
Yeah, but like you said, you have to have a community that you love. And when I when I scaled my other communities, right, I've been doing multiple 7 figures from all communities that I had. When I scaled my other communities, I started to introduce more operations and more of a team, and I was going more back towards managing the team. And I was missing exactly that work in the fields, on the copy, reviewing the ads, like really. And also for me personally, it's so rewarding, right? When I tell a person, look, I made those changes to the ad visual and to the copy. Let's run it with this ad set, with this budget. And then they come back to me 3 days later and they're like, yeah, we got the purchase, or we cut the cost per lead in half. And it's like, I really feel that, I can get them unstuck. And I love that kind of work so much, which is why I think long-term for me personally, for my community, the goal has to be to increase the price, because I will otherwise not be able to keep.
Sure, yeah. And they will understand it. Right? They will understand it.
Yeah.
By the way,
not for the existing members, I will keep it. But, eventually for new members, I will have to keep going up. And I'm testing every single month now. Now I'm at 59, right? Yeah. So every month I'm going up till I find the sweet spot.
And I think Loom is your best friend, right?
I have 2,700 Looms recorded on this account.
I'd like to ask, if you are already a Loom influencer, you are Miss Loom. I mean, but the tool is great for that, for the fast feedback. So yeah.
And it's also so different, right? I also ask people to submit a Loom. See, that I don't hold people accountable, because I say, submit a Loom for me. And now some started to just submit like a written question. But I love if they do the quick recording, because I can hear their tone, right? I can know, are they stressed? Are they not? Like, so I get so much more information between the lines. Yeah. And, I'm also doing the effort to make a video recording. So you can even do it with your camera off, but I want to hear your voice. I want to hear you talk about the problem, because that's so much information that is otherwise lost between the lines. And I'm not holding people accountable. So you just reminded me that I actually need to start pushing back and say, video submission.
Yeah, but I don't like to have that your audience is telling me now, hey, Kelvin, you told Evelyn don't do much or something like this.
No, but it's better for them to actually record the video, because when they record the video, they also need to consolidate their thoughts like differently, right? So I think that's really good. What are some other elements, maybe from your military career or all the previous experiences, that now really are a game changer for you when it comes to Skool and communities?
I think the most important thing was, like in fitness, to get into a routine that it's absolutely normal to log in and do the work. I think at the beginning, I see sometimes people, they are for 5 days in school and then 3 days off. And when you have a community or when you like to play this game, there are no days off. So for me, it was very important that I don't use Skool at the cell phone. And I recommend all my audience not to use Skool at the cell phone, because when you use it on a cell phone, you are conditioned to write short texts, like you think you are on social media, because it's vertical. So I recommend to my audience, take your time, get in front of your computer on your laptop and study Skool. The Switzerland people, they don't say learn, they say study. And I love it. It sounds a little bit more high value. So when you use Skool, you make it like a ceremony. Turn your music on, play in front of your laptop and work with it. And don't wait, hold on. I just have to write some comments. So, and for me, what was very important to get in this mode that I love it on a computer. And that was for me the thing that I can do this frequency. I mean, I do not know any other people with a longer flame streak than me. Not on Skool, not on whole Skool. I was looking around, and the reason was I have my routine. I love it, and I don't use it here sometimes, but not often. For me, it's work, computer, high quality stuff. Yeah.
I love that. And I honestly think it's also a rewarding work environment, right? So when you now think of Skool, opens up to so many people that are not tech savvy, right? Because I've done it before and it's tech heavy, right? When you wanted to build a community before, a membership before, there's a whole funnel building that goes into it. Everything, you need to have the Facebook group, then you need to get people in and out, and you need to keep track of them. So that it was a lot more difficult. Now you can really, that's why I'm trying it as a solopreneur. I want to see what is the limit for how much you can do as a one-person business, because I know that a lot of the people that I serve, for them, that's the vision, right? They want to be a one-man or one-woman show, and I want to see, what is possible. Obviously, I do have a different capacity, and I've developed a different capacity over time. But there's so much possible now with Skool. And how cool is it that you can have a one-person business where you have that interface? It's really simple to set up. You don't need to be super tech savvy.
You can make at least $500,000 a year with one person.
Yes.
In 5 or 10 years ago, the rule was when you are alone, you can make maybe $100K each month.
Yeah.
With the second, $200K. Now with this online world, but now as one man, when you have an inner circle on Skool, I mean, you can make $500K, $700K a year alone as a full-time job, as just for this one community. It's possible. That's crazy. Without even a website or something like that.
Exactly.
Without
you don't
anything.
need a website. They do the tags for you. Like it's so crazy. It's such a beautiful opportunity for so many people who are already passionate about something, right?
And
so
we
it's
are at the beginning. We are still in the early stages. It's still the beginning.
How do you think, like, especially in the German market, Skool is very more popular than I thought. Why do you think that is?
In Germany, I think Skool is not so popular.
You don't think it?
No.
I was really surprised. Like when I saw, I see people in Facebook that are trying to do memberships, etc. There was barely like German people. And I think all of the ones, or many of the ones I'm connected with now on Skool, I see a lot of people actually, becoming aware of memberships, like the Skool concept.
I mean, there will be more and more in the future. I had a graphic, a demographic. I don't know if you can see it here. That's about not the traffic. It's how popular Skool is. Sichtbarkeit. Wow. I don't know the word.
How visible it is.
Yeah. And that's in Germany the last 5 years in Skool. So.
Oh, that's German. I thought that's international.
No, it's German. This is German.
Oh, wow.
Just German. Yeah. So. I think it gets better and better, but still it's an online marketing thing. When you walk along the street and you ask, do you know Facebook, Instagram, Skool, Discord, maybe, Skool, not many people know it. So I think we are in the early days, even on an international market, we are in the early days. And I don't think that, I mean, maybe the vision of Sam is it, but I don't think it gets so popular like Facebook, not in the next 5 years. And I hope it will not get so popular, blowing up. And I hope it stays a little bit like this, a little bit more maybe, but not so much more, because at the moment it's jackpot. You're a pioneer when you now start your community. Many topics are not there. If are there, they are not active communities. It's perfect at the moment. You can create. I have a community about baking and cooking. I can cook anymore, but I created a community about this because there was no community out there. And there are so many business opportunities at this moment. So I can recommend start, stay, and keep on going. Yeah.
You just blew my mind, because obviously when you do free communities, there's so many free community topics that are not owned yet on Skool. That's
not active. I mean, some started, but so less are really active. And what I did, I mean, now you can transform an ownership to another guy. It's possible. And this is a business model to sell topics, communities. That's why I have this community about baking and cooking. And my first community, I did not sell it. I geschenkt.
You gifted it?
Yeah, a friend have it now. It was about spirituality in business. That was a community of mine. I do not use it anymore, so anyway, you can have it. And it was a paid community, so with revenue. So, but in the future, you can sell it. If you know how to build a community, you can make it, and then you can sell it. I mean, it's like buildings. You exit later, you can sell it, and some people already did it with a good amount of money. So that's another
Did you
thing.
know if their group that they sold was a free or paid group? The two guys, I don't know if you saw the interview that sold their paid community. Do you know if it was free or paid?
I didn't know about this. I just heard about it. If you have information, you can send it to me. I just heard that two people sold something, but I do not know much more. But in the future, it will happen a lot.
Yeah, it's actually the same like with Instagram theme pages. Right? There was like the whole period in time where building and selling Instagram theme pages was like, a big thing.
It will happen a lot in the future. I'm very sure about it. There will be a topic like gardeners, people with a garden, and you can make it, and then you will sell this to a company who owns Rasenmäher.
Yeah. No, and it makes sense for people because a lot of people don't know how to drive paid traffic or how to build a community from scratch. So for them to utilize
it's an asset. A community is an asset.
That's so cool. I love that we also brought this in because that's such a cool perspective. Never heard somebody talk about this. Any other words of advice for the person that is on the fence, whether or not they are made to have a community? Like what type of person do they need to be? And if they're on the fence, what do they need to know about it?
Yes. It doesn't matter if you are extroverted or introverted. Many people think an introvert person is a person who don't like people or something like this. I don't see it this way. I'm very introverted. Most of the time I'm alone and I love it, but I'm still interested in people. And I think it's perfect for introverted people because you can share things without going outside into the public, etc. So I think the most important part is to bring your own ego back. That it's about the community, not about you. If you are more in this narcissism game, then go to social media, then be a public speaker, then it's all about you. But in the community, bring your ego back, serve with your knowledge, but it's about everybody. And if you are not this kind of person, I don't know if the community is the right thing for you. But if you are the person who are interested in other opinions, to learn, to share the knowledge, to be transparency, wow, the community game is perfect for you. And you have to be interested in texting. I mean, Skool is a texting platform. Of course, you can record videos. I'm not good in texting, but I learned it and I love it now. But at the beginning, it was a little bit hard. I'm more a speaker, not writer. But when you are ready to learn it or to text, to sit at home, to connect with people without going outside, if you are looking for better social media with really true interactions, then it's perfect for you. So, and give it a try. You have to test it. You have to test it at least for 14 days, every day, to have an opinion. Don't say no from outside of the box.
Yeah. And, maybe join a free community. I don't have a free community. You have an amazing free community where people can learn Skool. They can learn the platform.
In German. At the moment in German,
But even Andrew Kirby, Sam Alvin's right hand, joined your German group. So
he joined my paid community and made it to level 5 without even speaking English. He used Google Translate because he liked to figure out how everything does work. So,
but because your possible. Community is such a great example, he's like, okay, where's the...
But end of the year, I will do English community leadership. That's the thing what I recommend. You have to be good in marketing, but in the community game, it's more important to keep the members and not to bring new members. I mean, when you're coming from the social media game, I need more followers. When you're coming from the coaching thing, you need more sales. But in the community game, it's keep them. So don't be focused on selling. Be focused in keeping them. And when you get every month one more new member than members are leaving, you're growing in revenue. And that is so easy. It's so difficult to make a launch, 200 sales, next month, 200 sales again. But it's so easy in a community to make one more sale than a person who's going, It's so easy, so much easier to grow. Yes.
Yeah. It is a lot easier, and it also creates the right incentive alignment, right? Because I've been running ads for coaches in the high ticket space, quickly transitioned, and that was also my sign that I'm not made for high ticket in that way, right? And I want to have a low ticket business, which comes with that then it means it has to be recurring, right? Otherwise, it's not viable. And that is just, they were just always chasing the next sale, always the next launch. And because that makes you not forget about your existing customers, right? Because you only have so much capacity. So they just become deprioritized. And then they wonder like, okay, why do I not sell like more than the last launch or at the same amount of the last launch? But they don't have the positive word of mouth, the results, etc., because they always have to focus on the front end. And from that perspective, communities is more affordable and it's more fair because people only stay when they get value. They can cancel anytime, right? And you are also rewarded to do the right things, which is making sure that your clients are happy.
And you don't have to start from the scratch again every month with new sales. You don't have to start from the beginning again and again. Just keep it flowing, make it better, and then you are growing in your revenue. That is, I love this game.
Last question. How many hours a day for a beginner? You say like 14 days, give it a try. Now, you said your first few months, you were 16 hours a day,
16 hours, yes,
fully learning everything. Because I also don't want people to feel like, oh, this is the next, like, get rich, easy, quick thing. Yeah. So maybe we can also kind of put it in perspective. How much work, and also, that it's maybe a little bit front loaded as well from that perspective.
So I made this decision about 16 hours a day because I like to go all in and I have to make it to at least 70,000 euros each month to pay everything. That's why I grind 60 hours a day, 6 months. But you don't have to do that. So in my opinion is, I would say at the beginning, try to invest an hour a day. In the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. So it's not good just at the evening, because when you have a community, you have to watch sometimes in the morning and at 12 o'clock and in the evening. That's much better. But I mean, you can't do much when you have a new community. I mean, you make a post a day. What else can you do? I mean, just watch and notice and write a little bit with the people. It's not much work. It's more being there.
Yeah.
So I don't think you need much time. It depends, of course, when you invest 6 more hours in learning, watching interviews, everything goes a little bit faster. But the thing, what you have to do, it's not so much work. Later, when you have a big community, when you're earning much, maybe then you have more to do. But at the beginning, when you try with a free new community, it's not so much work, and you don't need many followers. You can start with 10 or 15 people. So to test it, you don't need thousands of followers on any platform, and you don't need a website, nothing. Just give it a try. And first of all, start as a member. Be a member first before you create a community. Test it how it feels to be a member. And then when you feel it inside, create your community. And if it doesn't work, doesn't matter. Then after 1 or 2 months, you create another community, yes? But you don't need much time.
I think that's also such a game changer, right? Because when I wanted to add a new membership or close something, there was a whole like rebuild necessary. Yeah. Now you're like, create a new community and like you're set up.
10 minutes.
You just need to fill it up. I have a tutorial, I think, for my members. I made one and it's like in 10 minutes, I was fully like set up with the community, which was really cool. So in the beginning, the community is not a lot from the management. Very likely where you spend time is probably marketing and learning how to market. And that is something where you can fit it into your schedule. The more time you invest, the quicker you learn, the quicker you grow. But it's not the concern that you start the community and now that in itself is so much work, right?
Yeah, I have one more thing. When you try to build a new business, so how much time do you need to earn then 5,000 euros each month? You need a while. It doesn't happen in 2 months. And you need so many things. And so take your time with Skool. Don't try to earn 5,000 euros after 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. Some people made in 3 years in a company, they are working, and then they get 2,000 euros each month after 3 years. So today, everybody like to have everything fast. And even when you buy a building, it costs maybe 1 million, and then you will get 3,000 euros each month. So, but you have to invest 1 million, a lot of time. And in Skool, you don't have to invest 1 million to get 3,000 euros each month, maybe a half year or after a year. But don't rush through. Think the long time game. When you make after half year, maybe 500 euros each month, be happy and grow it then. And after a while, it goes like this. Yeah, but don't expect when you like to earn quick and fast money, I don't think Skool is the right thing. It's more a long time game. I mean, you can earn more quick and fast money maybe with coaching, one-on-one coaching, 8-hour coaching or something like this. Communities are perfect for the long time game. Yeah.
Yeah. But then they're also so much more sustainable. I think you can't go into this game if you don't care about your customers because you see them every day a lot.
Yeah.
People who don't see themselves as a community leader yet, what does it take to become one from your perspective?
Yeah, do the homework, learn the basic skills. I mean, if you are in the Skool games or there are other communities out there who's teaching it, you are teaching it, and learn it, how to think in communities. I mean, what skills do you need? There are no special skills. They are all there. I think for me, the most difficult part was to get out this social media thinking, to put it away, the coaching thinking. You have to listen, me. I mean, you can do that. You can do a hybrid model with coaching and community, but I think it's the mind switch. And so watch interviews, learn to be a good member, learn to write good comments. And when you do that for 1 week, you will feel it. I need my own community, and then you are ready. But be a good member first, and you don't have to learn so many new things. When you like to learn Photoshop, it's very difficult. You have to learn so many techniques. But as a community leader, everybody can do that. It's just the thinking. It's not about you. It's about everybody. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Can you let us know again the name of your free community and where people can find you on YouTube?
Kelvin Hollywood. I mean, I'm everywhere. Just Google my name and my free community. If you are German, it's Skool Community Deutsch. Yeah. You
Perfect.
will find it. But I'm also in your community. And I think end of the year, I will have then hopefully my English community, and then you will find me. Yeah.
Super exciting. Can't wait to see it. And when it comes,
I will invite
when it's
you
released,
then, yes.
we will make sure to link it.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Evelyn. Thanks a lot.